Say that again?
What changes when the pads come on?
Just the physicality. You can, both sides of the ball can actually hit people. Work on, your technique when everyone's actually going 100%. So it was a good first day. Guys were out there competing and working against each other, and got to keep improving from there.
Tyler, there's a lot of attention on the offensive line for obvious reasons. The 3 starting spots that need to be filled. What's kind of the vibe in the room, knowing that the expectations are high for you guys to try to replace those guys?
Yeah, kind of next man in mentality. Whoever started 5 days, we expect to play at a high level with each other. And that started in OTAs, that started in fall camp, and building chemistry with each other. Growing that room. I'm excited the direction we're headed, but we still got a lot to improve upon.
D-line has been coming and wanting you guys for a while. Now that you have the pads on, do you feel like that changed strength-wise, playing field at all through?
Yeah, we got a talented D-line group, so they certainly give us challenges. Make us work. Big, strong, athletic. And for day one, I think we're making each other better. So I like the group that we have on both sides. I think a lot of improvements going to happen.
Year 3 for you, how much more responsibility is kind of given to you in terms of, obviously calls, protections, other guys, leadership, all of that. So how much do you sort of seek that out of the other side?
Yeah, I'm still going to be the same guy. The responsibilities aren't really going to change. I'm still got to be the center, make the calls, make the protections, and just, lead the guys out there, because, everyone has a goal of winning, and that's our job, doing everything in our power, throughout the week, throughout practice, is putting ourselves in the best situation to win. I just try to do that.
You try to be more vocal and sort of, maybe first year.
Yeah, I just try to be myself. I don't think there's much difference for me to year 1 to year 3. Just try to be myself out there. Try to win games.
Related to that, you had Kevin Zeitler last year. What do you miss most about having him around? Other than, I'm sure he's a great guy, but in terms of the play on the field.
Yeah, Zeit was awesome to play for for 2 years. I think he's gonna kill it with Detroit, but it's next man in mentality, like I just said earlier, to where he kind of set that bar. He set the standard of how that position is supposed to be played, and you got to match that or try to exceed it for the next guy coming in.
Tyler, with all the changes on offensive line, is there anything that stood out to you about the group that you have now?
Say that one more time.
Is there anything that stood out to you about the group that you have now with all the changes that have occurred on the offensive line?
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I love the group. I think it's a group that wants to get better, wants to work hard. 4 or 5 days in, we're improving each and every day with each other. That's the uniqueness about the position is, the chemistry that you need to have, you need to build, and it doesn't take 1 or 2 days. It takes time. So just continue to build that in the room. Feel each other out, and I think we're moving in the right direction. Yeah, it is what it is. You never know throughout the course of the season whatever's going to happen. So you always got to, it's always get work with other people. But we'll be excited when Lamar's back. That's for sure.
Tyler, I know you're not a big social media guy, but how much do you
sure?
Maybe you are. TikTok? Maybe you're just the one that looks at everybody else's stuff. How much do you pay attention? Do you even notice all the chatter about the Ravens offensive line? Pundits saying, hey, that's the biggest question mark on this team. Do you see that stuff? Does that register?
When I get on my burner accounts, sometimes. No, I don't see it. It's obviously, the questions are warranted. We lose 3 guys, and we got to do, we got to replace 3 guys, and it's our job, continue to get better and to improve. And I like the room that we have. Certainly we're going to work our tail off to get to where we want to be.
Harbaugh said that in an ideal world, he'd like to have a good idea of who's going to be starting maybe going into the first preseason game. He said that would be kind of the best case scenario. In your mind, you talked about needing to build the chemistry. How long does that take? Is it sort of the longer the better, or what's?
However long Coach Harbaugh and Coach D says it takes. Guys are working, guys are trying to improve. So, when that's all said and done, and I think the one thing about that too is, it's never solidified. We got to play at a high level consistently from week 1, week 2, week 3. So, and I think we got a lot of guys that can play a lot of high level football. So that's the exciting part.
Hey, Tyler, what's it like being next to Daniel Falele? You don't have guards that big, but, so what is it like playing next to him? Do you have to do anything different? How do you approach that?
Yeah, it's certainly fun to have someone that large next to you. Daniel's continuing to get better and better. Obviously, he hasn't played that position much, but he's a natural for his size, how well he moves. And just now is getting familiar with that position, and then working with each other on certain combo blocks, how we see things and stuff like that.
The coaches have talked about giving Lamar some more power, use some more autonomy. I guess what can you guys do to build that chemistry, especially if it's not out here? Are there things off the field that you guys can do to work on how you make those decisions?
Yeah, a lot of that stuff too happens in the meeting room. So, anytime a team can empower the quarterback to have more responsibilities and take more control, I think the better the team is going to be. So, giving the quarterbacks, whoever that is, the role, especially the more of that role to take control, and have that responsibility, I think is big, and I think it takes a step in the right direction to where we want to go as a unit.